Hello and welcome, my name is Ajaxpost and we're here with the November 2019 channel update. Yes, I'm trying to make it sound exciting because, well, it might just be that. First off, of course, I really do have to thank you all once again for joining me through the month of October, for making it one of my more successful months in terms of views, subscribers and stuff, and it really is kind of humbling to know that there are many of you who are not just occasional viewers but do sort of stay with the channel and watch many of the videos I'm uploading here. Once again, thank you all so much for that. And on that note, just one little bit of YouTube type analytics. We did achieve at the end of October. We did achieve, why am I saying we? It's just me. I'm not a team. It's just me. But then again, there is also you. So perhaps it is we. So we have achieved together 375 subscribers, which is kind of a milestone. It's a nice roundish kind of number. And there's even a little certificate to sort of show how fabulous it is, I suppose. Yeah. So to each and every one of you, 375, thank you so much. And if any single one of you wants to contribute to the channel in terms of comment or suggestion, recommendation, even criticism, by all means, just do that. Drop me a note on Twitter. You'll find the link in the description to the video, or on Instagram if that's your thing, if you prefer to talk in pictures, or of course on any comment box in any of the videos that we're uploading. It'd be just awesome to hear from you. Anyway, so what news do we have? First off, a quick look back at October. We closed a few series last month. The last of the Transport Fever series concluded, which was the one hub sort of American speed build series, which went remarkably well actually, and there's a review video of that whole thing. So in just over 100 years we achieved a remarkably good deal of growth in our hub city, which is kind of the objective of that game. Now that will in fact, I think, be the last Transport Fever for the time being. We are awaiting the release of Transport Fever 2, and the only date we've got still is Q4 2019. Now, I mentioned there was a closed beta application process last month. I put my bid in, but I wasn't one of the selected few, which is fine, to be honest, because I know that being a real beta tester does take a fair amount of commitment and work to actually help the developers iron out all the problems and just address any sort of UI issues they might have. So I'm happy not to make that commitment, so I can then obviously spend more time creating new content and different videos on different games here on the channel. But I am so looking forward to Transport Fever 2, and that will definitely be appearing on this channel as soon as I can get my grubby little hands on it. So really looking forward to that. But in the meantime, no Transport Fever until that comes out. Unless you've got some little sort of short series kind of ideas, again, get in touch, Twitter, on the comments of this video. Just that'd be great to hear from you on that. In terms of wrapping up games, we also finished, rather disappointingly, Interstellar Transport Company, rather. I just found the game just too difficult, and I mean the game was supposed to be tough and challenging, which was fine, but I just had real trouble. If you saw any of the, I think it was 3 videos we put up, if you saw any of those 3 videos, you'll realise that I really struggled to sort of get my head around all the information and the requirements for making money and success in the game. It just didn't, I just didn't click with it. So we brought that one to a close, but as I said, and the reason for bringing that game to the channel was they are planning to release a big update to the game later this year, so I will take another look at it, and if I get any sense that I can make more sense of the game, if I can make any more success of a Interstellar Transport Company in that game, I will bring it back to channel for at least another short series, just to have a sort of look at how things have changed. Also wrapping up, but in a much more positive way, was Sim Airport. Basically got as far as I wanted to go with that small airport, starting from the sort of built-in starter site. We built that and used all sorts of the really cool features of the game in that, and I'm really happy with how that went. And that will be returning, should be this month. I'm in the process of laying out a sort of plan for the airport I want to build in it. I want to sort of design it properly from the start so that I can grow it in a more organic, evolutionary kind of way, and that it actually does make sense and I can sort of develop the site. in a much more logical fashion and not have to keep rejigging things and rebuilding things as I did in the first series, as we sort of grow the size of the airport. So Sim Airport is definitely coming back as well. I really enjoyed playing that game. So what else have we got going on? Continuing into November is Another Brick in the Mall. Again, after a tricky couple of episodes where I really didn't understand how to make money in the game, I'm getting my head around it and I'm really enjoying it. And it's really taking off. It's great fun. It works. I'm being reasonably successful in it, but there is obviously still a challenge. And there's all sorts of new mods, though some of the latest updates that we're getting from the developer, and it's still very much in development, this game, it involves adding new and exciting modding opportunities to it. So we will be bringing in a few more mods into the game just to sort of spice it up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to continuing that and building that into something enormous, some huge great super mall or shopping centre as we used to call them here in the UK. So that's continuing, but the main thing that we saw in October was the appearance of 3 new series into the channel. And the first one was a very welcome return of Computer Tycoon, which I got ages ago, beginning of the year I think it was, possibly even last year. I got that on early access and really enjoyed playing it, but the developer of the game wasn't happy with how he had built it to start with in terms of his grand vision for the future of the game, and the feedback he was getting obviously from the community of players. He thought, well, I'm going to take a step back here, look at the game code again and design it based upon all the feedback I've got from the players of the community so far and how I want the game to develop. And he's issued a big new update to the game just earlier in the month. It's looking a lot better. It is a bit more challenging, as I've discovered in my first couple of episodes of the game, but it's so nice to get back into that. So we're looking forward to Computer Tycoon continuing for quite some time on the channel. Another new one, which was actually a key offer to me by the developers of Strategic Mind at the Pacific. This was quite a change for the channel, as you may have noticed. It's a turn-based war game, a strategy game. Now, I used to play these a lot. I mean, I started playing games more or less with Civilization, the first version, and then got into the original Panzer General, Allied General, I think it was called, even Fantasy General. That series of games from the late, I think it might be actually been the mid-1990s. Really loved those, but never kind of kept into keeping up with that genre as such. So this was quite a new game for me, and it was kind of fun getting back into it. I sort of dipped my toe in the water, as you may have noticed, with Panzer Corps, which is kind of the spiritual successor to Panzer General, largely because the developers of that game, they are releasing Panzer Corps 2 sometime soon. That looks exciting, so I thought I'd get my fingers dirty again with their original Panzer Corps game, and quite enjoying that. But I decided that wasn't really one for the channel, apart from a couple of sort of replays, as you may have seen. But it sort of got me interested in the genre again, so I'm really happy to be playing Strategic Mind the Pacific, even though it's based at sea, which was quite new to me and a whole new set of challenges. And so far, although I am playing on easy mode, doing reasonably well in that. So that series I plan to continue for as long as I can, as long as there's interest in it. We'll carry on playing the Japanese campaign, at least, in that game. Another one, which we've added to the channel in October, which will continue for some while, is Academia, the school simulator. It's one of those games sort of building on my familiarity and the fun I'm having with the likes of Another Brick in the Mall, even Sim Airport, and of course going back to my history of games like Theme Hospital and so on. It was suggested to me that this might be a good one to get into, and you were right. I'm actually quite enjoying it. Only one episode so far, and I got things seriously wrong, as you may have noticed in that. But I've got some good advice, and hopefully the next episode, which will be coming up very soon, will show that I am actually getting things under control, and hopefully the game will continue in a more profitable and successful fashion for some time to come. Okay, so what else have we got coming forward in November? There's nothing specific on the schedule as yet. There's a couple of games I'm looking at adding. We'll see if those come in, if I've got time to slip them into the schedule, of course. Transport Fever 2, I'd be surprised if that lands in November, to be honest, but if it does, yep, we'll be straight on that, most definitely. But other than that, any suggestions for upcoming games or older games that you think would fit my style of play and you would like to see me having a go at, either to succeed or, if you're being particularly sadistic, for me to fail at. I'm quite happy with failure. It happens. The final other thing to make a comment on here in the update is you may have noticed in the description to some of the most recent videos and in the tail end, the end screen section of some of the videos, I've added a couple of affiliate partner links. I have signed up to a couple of sort of revenue sharing schemes offered by Humble, the Humble store, and also cdkeys.com. They both offer just sort of a little sort of kick, I don't want to use the word kickback, but I'm going to, a little bit of profit share, which will, if any of you feel like buying any of the games that I'm showing here on the channel, or any other games that you might be interested in and just want to sort of offer some sort of support to the channel, then you can use the links in the description to the videos in which they're attached. At the moment, my subscriber base isn't big enough for me to be properly monetized. I'm not in it for the money, to be honest. That's not a big thing. But sometimes it's nice if you've got a little extra, a few pennies in the pocket, just help you to afford those games that you might want to add to the channel in the coming months and years. So if you want to use those, by all means do. If you don't, I really don't mind. So I'm just here having fun and engaging with you as a viewer. I have used both of those stores personally and bought games from them, and can recommend them as solid, reliable and legitimate stores. Anyway, that's it from me. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the channel, to subscribe to it, and of course to watch this little video. And I hope you'll enjoy what's coming up in the rest of the month of November 2019. But from me, Ajaxpost, until the next time, bye bye for now.